Candyman! Candyman is a wacky zone breaker who is all about making the stage his own. With his fantastic pressure as well as great mobility, Candyman's kit will force his opponents to stay on their toes, but keep in mind that while his tools are very strong, they can be turned against him by his opponents should he not be able to control the pace of a match. On top of that, Candyman's exploitable recovery and lack of defensive options keep him from being a pick-up-and-play character. To win as Candyman, the player must use their mobility in tandem with his main gameplay mechanic to keep up the pressure, reading the pace of the match and using it to their advantage. While swinging away might get you somewhere against someone that's inexperienced, this will get you killed rather quickly against someone that knows what they're doing, just like in Lethal League itself. Candyman is a large humanoid character, his height being comparable to that of Terry. While he's large, Candyman's thin frame is light and easy to launch, but while that's the case, he comes with some nice new milestones in terms of character stats. For one, Candyman outpaces Falco for the highest single jump in the game, much like he's the character with the highest jump in his home franchise, along with being the character with the quickest rolls and sidestep. Another unique trait exclusive to Candyman is that he can charge certain attacks much like a pseudo-smash attack. These charges giving these attacks even more power as well as extra bonuses I will discuss when we get into his character mechanic. Other than that, Candyman follows the same basics as your average Smash character, lacking the automatic turnaround system of Ryu and Terry. In terms of mobility options, Candyman has 2 jumps and the ability to wall jump. As is paramount when it comes to designing a character from a third party, Candyman's character mechanic is designed to help him tap into the crazy nature of his home franchise. As is customary for fighting game characters on this channel, Candyman's character mechanic is named after his home franchise, although it has been simply shortened to Blaze. Blaze provides Candyman with unique tools that set him apart from not only the Smash Bros. Cast, but also the stoicism of traditional fighting games. In tandem with his unique ability to charge his regular physical attacks, Candyman's cane-based attacks also have the ability to reflect incoming projectiles, much like that of Ness's forward smash. This reflect window will be indicated by Candyman's cane flashing red during the first few active frames of each attack. Should the cane manage to reflect a projectile, it will reflect it at the same angle of said attack's launch angle. For example, if Candyman reflects a projectile with his forward air, and his aerial is a downward smash, then the projectile he reflected will also fly at a downward angle. Should the player miss the active window, Candyman will get struck by the incoming projectile just the same as any other character. With this design, Candyman is designed to brutally punish zoning-oriented fighters, his kit featuring even more goodies that I'll be talking about soon. As these tools are the heart and soul of his playstyle, I feel it's only appropriate that we start by discussing Candyman's specials before moving on to his normals. Candyman's specials are comprised of the main abilities he can perform in his home series, these moves being designed to flow naturally between one another in order to try and replicate the overall feel of Lethal League itself. While I usually start with the standard special and end with the down special, I'll be starting with the down special this time around before naturally transitioning from standard special to his recovery special, all before ending with the final smash. Candyman's down special is the heart and soul of his entire playstyle, a move that comprises not only everything about his design, but is also the main gameplay mechanic of his franchise. This is the Lethal Ball. While it's considered a fighting game, Lethal League itself does not actually feature any punches or kicks, but is instead based around how well you can maneuver and control this very ball. If you or your opponent fail to hit the ball back, you lose a point, and the match ends when all but one player has lost all of their points. Of course, there are a variety of game modes in Lethal League, but this is the main way Lethal League was meant to be played. Here in Smash, this special will summon forth the aforementioned Lethal Ball, it following alongside Candyman for a short period of time before it becomes stagnant. Unlike in Lethal League, the ball will not be constantly moving on its own, but will only start moving should a player hit it with a melee attack, and in order to keep its momentum going, it must continue to be hit by a player. As the ball gains momentum, it will pick up speed. While it might not reach the speeds it can in its home franchise, this ball can become a hassle to keep track of once it really gets moving, bouncing around the stage and off of invisible barriers to keep the ball from flying off screen. It should also be mentioned that the ball will also deal more damage as it picks up speed, it becoming a fantastic stock closer once it reaches maximum speed. In order to keep track of who hit the ball's center and outline will change color to signify who was the last person to hit it, following the same color system as Smash itself, with red being player 1, blue being player 2, and so on. While any player can actively hit this ball, Candyman is the only one who can hit it an infinite amount of times with no negative repercussions. Should an opponent hit the lethal ball a total of 5 times, it will fizzle out and fall off the screen, much like the ball does once it has KO'd a player in Lethal League itself. At this point, the ball will become inaccessible for a small period of time. It should also be mentioned that the ball will fizzle out if Candyman is KO'd as well. Before we go any further, now is the best time to discuss the other 2 parts of Candyman's character mechanic, starting with the speed bar. In Lethal League, the speed bar is sort of like a tell for enemy players. For once the ball has been hit, the bar will fill up to max before the ball will launch, this build-up taking longer as the ball gets faster. Since the speed of Lethal League can easily catch a player off guard, this mechanic is designed to essentially level the playfield. In Smash, this bar works very much the same, as the bar will fill up as a player hits the Lethal League ball, and while in the middle of a serve, the player is fully armored and cannot be grabbed. As previously mentioned, any player can hit the lethal ball, but as it is Candyman's mechanic, it's only fitting that he gets to put his own personal flair into it. Like in Lethal League, Candyman is capable of performing a special serve once every 4 serves he makes, the ball turning into a copy of his own head as it moves across the screen. However, instead of bouncing off the wall like the regular ball does, the candy ball will instead phase through the wall and appear outside the opposite side of the screen. Candyman is capable of keeping this ball active by hitting the candy ball in rapid succession, this turning the lethal ball into a very dangerous projectile that might confirm a KO by hitting your opponent when they least expect it. If the candy ball isn't your thing, Candyman can use the special bar to turn his serves into parry strikes, deflecting incoming attacks and basically confirming a hit. Candyman's other specials are designed to work around the lethal ball, all 3 of them heavily relying on the ball to be active in order to work. And yes, that also includes his recovery special. Candyman's standard special is Bunt, a utility special that is meant to add a bit of mix-up potential to Candyman's kit. With this, Candyman will stick his cane out in front of him, and should it come into contact with a projectile, it will completely halt its momentum, causing it to bounce up into the air. Should the player let the projectile land, it will simply continue on its natural path. But this bunt can link into itself multiple times in a row, much like in Lethal League itself. When used on a lethal ball, it will work the same as all other projectiles hit by bunts. But what's unique about the lethal ball is that each successful bunt will slow down the momentum of the ball by a small amount. So why would you want to use bunt on the ball? Simple. For a bunted ball will have its speed bar fill much faster than it would from a regular serve, the bar filling up purple as opposed to its usual yellow. Candyman's special shot meter will also charge by 2 bars as opposed to the usual 1 you'd get from serving normally. This can be used to catch your opponents off guard, especially if you decide to activate your special shot from a bunted strike. It should also be noted that Candyman can transition from bunt to serve with other projectiles as well. Candyman's side special is Lethal Grab, which will have Candyman reach forward and grab at the air in front of him. When close to the ball, Candyman will pick it up and toss it forward at incredible speed, causing it to deal max momentum damage during the throw before the ball returns to the speed it was moving at before Candyman threw it. This is based on how the player can pick up the ball and toss it to catch opponents off guard in Lethal League, but unlike his home game, Candyman can also pick up and toss his opponent should they be standing too close, making this move a multi-use command grab. While this can be used to toss the lethal ball, Candyman cannot grab and throw other projectiles. While the throw animation shows Candyman tossing the ball straight away from him, Candyman can not only turn around to throw the ball behind him, but can also toss it straight into the ground, causing it to fly straight up into the air. This goes the same for tossing opponents. Candyman's recovery special is Candy Blaze, and is a unique spin on another mechanic in Lethal League. In Lethal League, when a player gets knocked down, they have the ability to perform a button input that will instantly pull the ball to their location. However, there's a chance that it will do nothing and simply leave the player open to getting hit. In Smash Bros., Candyman will become surrounded in a red aura, and after a brief moment, the active lethal ball will be pulled to his position should it be within a certain range. After pulling in the ball, Candyman will perform a parry strike off of it, launching himself up into the air in order to recover. While this recovery will cover a large vertical range, it's entirely dependent on whether or not the ball is active and within a certain range of Candyman, meaning it's very easy to exploit and punish. Also, while the initial strike can meteor smash opponents, this move has no active hitbox as Candyman flies up into the air, meaning that it can be two-framed. Next is the final smash, and for this, I decided to take inspiration from how they handled Min Min's final smash and create a cast ensemble that truly fits into the spirit of the game. This is Lethal League. As the final smash starts, Candyman will pull out an extra large lethal ball and serve it forward, its size being similar to the one used in the final battle of Arcade Mode. Any opponent hit by the ball as it flies across the stage will be locked into the cinematic final smash. As the cinematic begins, the rest of the Lethal League cast will appear, each of them serving the massive ball between themselves as it picks up speed and rapidly pounds against the caught opponents. As the ball closes in on max speed, the last character to hit the ball will bunt it up into the air, Candyman appearing as he leaps up into the air and slams his cane into it. With this, the ball will hit maximum speed, the area around them going white as it makes one final strike to send opponents soaring. Afterwards, Candyman will land on the ground and taunt, the white void opening up to reveal the stage behind it and returning the fight to normal. Candyman will fight using a variety of stylish attacks featuring his cane, his animations being designed to capture the style and funkiness of his home franchise. Neutral combo is one of the few attacks Candyman has that uses more than his cane, attacking with a pair of kicks before transitioning into a smack from his cane. This combo deals decent damage and the third hit can reflect projectiles. Side tilt will have Candyman thrust his cane forward, taking the stance of a duelist as he attacks. This attack's similar appearance to bunt can allow it to be used for mix-ups, but other than that, it's just a solid tool to be used in the neutral. Up tilt is Candy Pose. Candyman striking a pose with his cane pointed upward, the cane's upward movement knocking the opponent up into the air. This attack can be used to either juggle opponents or catch players trying to jump in on you. Down tilt is the second of Candyman's attacks to not use his cane, the Jovial Jawbreaker sliding across the ground to strike with his feet. This attack will pop opponents up into the air and is a great advancing tool to go along with Candyman's already fantastic mobility. Dash attack is Sweet Spinner, Candyman spinning around rapidly before delivering a final cane strike to send the opponent flying. This attack is inspired by the signature ability of Raptor, another playable character from Lethal League. For his get-up attack, Candyman will spin around on his head while attacking with his legs, all while using a cane smack for his ledge attack. Candyman's smash attacks are the moves that will really get the ball moving, and there's a good reason to let them charge as long as possible. Like in Lethal League, all of Candyman's charge attacks will cut down the hit stun of your serve by 50%, the speed bar filling up quickly much like you're hitting a ball that was recently bunted. Candyman's forward smash is Lethal Serve, this move being based on his neutral hit from Lethal League. This swing covers decent range and deals solid damage, but it's designed for hitting the ball more than hitting an opponent. By holding up and down during the swing, you can alter this move's launch angle much like you can with neutral hit in Lethal League. Candyman's other smash attacks are brand new moves that had to be made from scratch, but rest assured that they keep the zany nature that you come to expect from the Jovial Jawbreaker. Candyman's up smash is Lethal Uppercut, Candyman striking in a wide overhead strike. So wide in fact that he starts to fall backwards at the end of the attack. Don't worry though, as he catches his own fall with his cane before striking a stylish pose. Finally, Candyman's down smash is lethal roundabout, Candyman spinning in order to strike on either side of himself, all before coming to a stop and striking a stylish pose. Candyman's aerials mainly play off of his main attacks from Lethal League, thanks especially to the fact that a lot of Lethal League is played while in the air. Candyman's neutral air is his standard neutral hit, an aerial and overall weaker version of his forward smash. However, like his smash attack, this move can be charged in order to have it deal more damage and launch the ball much faster. Holding either up or down during this attack will also alter the launch angle of this move, this being especially noticeable when used on the ball. Forward air is Candyman's smash hit from Lethal League, this being the move that is designed to dramatically increase the speed of the ball. This move will cause the ball's momentum to double after its first hit, but this will decay should the player keep landing this move over and over again. This move can be charged, and should it be fully charged, it can meteor smash an opponent with force equal to Ganon's down air. Down air is Candy Spike, a downward strike that is designed to send anything it hits straight down, be it the ball, a projectile, or an opponent. By holding either backwards or forwards during this move, the player can drastically change the launch angle of the ball, one even flying up and behind him in order to catch opponents off guard. Candyman's other aerials had to be created from scratch, but they both are designed to work with the playstyle that he offers the player. Candyman's up air is Candycopter, Candyman rapidly spinning his cane above his head in order to deal rapid damage and launch opponents higher up into the air. While its KO power isn't the greatest, this move's quick startup makes it a great way to challenge platforms. Finally, Candyman's back air is Candy Rotor, Candyman spinning his cane behind himself to deal rapid damage and launch opponents away. This attack's animation is based on the charging animation of Candyman's smash hit, in which he'll spin his cane out behind his back. Candyman will grab by reaching his cane out and hooking his opponent by the neck, pulling them in close like that of a vaudeville hook. When the opponent is in close, he will swap to holding them with his free hand. To pummel, Candyman will lightly bonk his opponent on the head with the handle of his cane. All of Candyman's throws are custom made, and all of them are filled to the brim with personality. Forward throw will have Candyman kick out his opponent's balance, causing them to fall to the ground as he lines up his cane like a golf club, swinging away to send the opponent flying. Up throw will have Candyman hook the handle of his cane onto his opponent as he swings them around his head, all before launching them upwards into the air. Down throw will have Candyman repeatedly hit his opponent in the head with his cane, pushing them down before the final hit buries them in the floor. Finally, back throw will have Candyman hook his cane onto his opponent again, all before spinning around in a circle. He will then abruptly stop and let the caught opponent go flying, Candyman waving goodbye as they fly away. This throw serves as Candyman's kill throw. As there is no definitive victory theme for Lethal League or Lethal League Blaze, Candyman's victory theme is a mix of two themes, those being Ain't Nothing Like a Funky Beat and Dial Hop, with the former being the initial victory theme and the latter playing on repeat until the game cycles back to the character select screen.
Funky fresh beats, funky fresh beats. Ain't nothing like a funky beat.
Victory animation number 1 will show a close-up of Candyman's face, Candyman then bringing up the lethal ball and serving it. This is a reference to the teaser trailer for Lethal League Blaze. Victory animation number 2 will have Candyman spike the ball off the floor before it lands on his finger, Candyman giggling as it spins endlessly. Finally, victory animation number 3 will have Candyman strike the ball several times before sending his special candy ball right at the screen, all before landing on the ground and striking a pose. Candyman's first taunt is his default taunt from Lethal League, in which he'll take off his bowler hat and bow while giggling a little. a fun little taunt that shows off his jovial personality. Candyman's second taunt will have him lean back on his cane, his bowler hat falling forward. After a brief moment, he will push it back up and have a small giggle. Finally, Candyman's third taunt is a variable taunt, a large text bubble appearing above his head and showing one of 4 different quotes. This speech bubble can say either wow, nice, bring it, or oops, just like the messages you can send while in-game with the use of the second analog stick. As he is a fighting game character by trade, Candyman has a plethora of color options to choose from, although a majority of his options are pulled straight from Lethal League Blaze. Color number 1 is Candyman's standard color set from Lethal League Blaze, featuring his standard white and grayish-blue pants and vest over a red dress shirt and red bowler hat. Colors 2 through 6 are based on various colors the player can choose from when playing as Candyman in Lethal League Blaze. Color number 2 is Minty Man, color number 3 is Sunny Day, color number 4 is Casino, color number 5 is Showtime, and color number 6 is Black Licorice. Color number 7 will have Candyman don his outfit from the original Lethal League, while color number 8 will have him swap his dapper suit for a straitjacket, this being his main alternate costume in Lethal League Blaze. Finally, when Kirby absorbs Candyman, he'll turn yellow and gain a replica of Candyman's bowler hat, unless he was yellow already, in which he'll stay the same color. With this, Kirby gets access to Bunt, which functions the same as Candyman's minus a bit of overall range. While I don't have as much attachment to this series as I do for other fighting game franchises, Lethal League has, over the past 6 months, really struck a chord with me. It's not your typical fighter, but it's a lot of fun, and I really wanted to portray that by creating a video for one of the game's characters. I guess I'm lucky that the technical icon of the franchise is my main then, huh? This isn't really a character I expect to see in Smash Bros., especially seeing as there are indie franchises out there with much bigger followings and much bigger fan demand. But I think the least they could do is give us a Candyman costume. Lethal League Blaze is on Switch, so I don't see why not. If anything, I'm hoping he has a shot at becoming a playable character in Fraymakers. But until then, I'll just keep on playing Lethal League, and you should too. It's a great game with great music, if the music of this video didn't already sell you on that fact. If you like what you saw, feel free to like and subscribe, as there's more content coming in the future. Also, follow me over on Twitter where you can keep up to date on what's coming next, as well as indulge in the content I create from my many side hobbies. I'll be seeing you again soon, so until then, stay safe, take care, and have a good one.